Hey YouTube, man, we back, man. Crucial Critics, man. Man, my bad, man. My energy was a little low talking about Ryan on our last video. Hey, but we back, man. We coming with that fire now, man. We finna talk about Tank and fucking Frank, man. Wrong. What's up, baby? You in here?
Yes, sir. We in this thing.
What's up, Tim?
What's happening?
Hey, man, we finna chop this up, man. You know how we do.
For sure, bro. Let's cook, man. What y'all
Wrong.
got?
Start that thing off, man. We talking about Tank and Frank.
Yes, sir, man. So, man, look, we behind. We owe y'all guys a lot, man. Life didn't hit us, responsibilities and everything, but better late than never. So we here with this Frank Martin and this Tank situation that's about to be going out in the next couple of weeks, man. A lot of people are sleeping on Frank. Reasons being, I don't know. I think is a lot of it is I don't want to say hype from Tank, but it's just more so fandom with the Tank Davis kingdom. That's their king and everything. But I look at it from a standpoint where people aren't really settling in. It's I think it's unsettling to them that they don't want to accept the fact that Frank Martin is actually probably gonna be the most gifted fighter Tank has been in the ring with. And I think that's probably going. I think in one way or the other, that's going to show itself on fight night. Whether that gives Frank enough for the victory or not, we're gonna save that for later. But as far as the banter, the build up to the fight, some people saying Frank's nervous, some people saying Tank's nervous, bringing up their own sparring, et cetera, et cetera. Some people saying neither one of these guys have fought anybody. Um, how do y'all feel about the actual build up and the that's surrounding this fight and the talk?
Um, man, I actually feel like no, they doing a good job. Um, I don't know how real it is. The disdain for each other, but I think Frank and Earl, they doing a real good job. Frank, Earl, and Tank, they doing a real good job of trying to settle the fight. It's a lot of back and forth going on. It seems like it's personal. When I feel like before, I always seen Tank take up for Earl and vice versa. So for Tank to be going at Earl fighter like this, I didn't see that coming. But I like it. I like it. In previous videos I always tell y'all I like a good grudge match. I like when people go in there actually trying to hurt each other. Just the fight game. So, hopefully after the fight it'll be all good, it'll be all love. But I want them to go in there trying to hurt each other. I mean, that just makes for a better fight. And my thoughts on the fight, man, I think it's gonna be a good fight. Of course, Tank always got the great equalizer. He can put anybody down at any time of the fight. So Frank, what I like about Frank, he fought a real experienced fighter like his last fight. That guy had a lot of wins. I think he was undefeated from overseas, and it showed. Frank had to fight through that one and win it. He had to. It wasn't a pretty fight. He got hit a lot, so I think he had to grow from that fight, and I think he will. Um, because if he would have fought Tank that last fight, I definitely think he would have came out on the losing end of it. So I think the last fight definitely will prepare him for this one. But at the same time, bro, we all like I said, I go back to it. Tank got the equalizer. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one punch and that's it. But Frank is a very skilled fighter. Um, I think Tank is gonna have to, bite down and fight this fight. But I've seen Tank, bite down and fight a lot of times. But the thing is that in every fight that I've seen him, have to fight. He hit his opponents with one punch, and either they going to sleep, they taking a knee, or in one case, the guy said he couldn't see out his eye. So you know, That's all I really can say, man. It's so hard for me to judge. Tank is skilled, but in every fight, when he has to show his skills, he end up, knocking his opponents out, putting them down or putting them away just from the power. So it's hard for me to sit up here and say, man, I think Tank can outskill somebody when he hasn't really had to. The only one was against Cruz, Pitbull Cruz, but I don't really have that much. I don't want to say respect. I don't think Pitbull's skills are that high. For a Tank to have to beat him with a broken hand. I think Pitbull is good, but I don't think he's great. I think Frank's skills are on the verge of being great. Um, but we'll see. Rob, what you think about it?
Man, like I pretty much piggyback on what I like the bit. It could be more from. I mean, Frank just don't talk a lot, so he don't talk a lot. Man, he have gave us more than what we've seen from him in the past, so that's a good thing. But he don't really say too much. So I mean, I didn't expect much from Frank from the beginning. Tank been doing a good job of talking and selling the fight, man. Tank been doing a great job at this. So big ups to Tank for being the face of boxing and his showing the man the tickets they didn't the gate is crazy. I think they on verge of doing a $20 million gate. So Tank have done his job as being the face of boxing, man. So I think that part, that is I give my A+ on that part. Tank, not really taking nothing from Frank, but Frank ain't bringing nothing to this Tank. People come to see Tank, not Frank. So I'll give all the credit to Tank. And man, as far as the fight, or y'all want to do a prediction right now? I was like, how we gonna see the fight going, or you just want me to just my take on what's happening so far?
Just your take on right now. We gonna
Okay.
say that for later.
All right. Yeah, I think, you know, I think they did a good job, man, and we don't know what to expect because I mean, Frank look like he ready too, bro. Frank is a big, solid, light dude. I don't know how he be so bulky, bro, at that liberty weight. I mean, why can he got muscle mass for his little frame? But man, that dude there look like if you look at Frank, bro, nobody tell you he 5'7" or something, whatever he is. Bro, you would think if somebody told you Frank was 5'11", bro, you gonna be like, man, Frank got it weighed about 200 pounds. The way his body looked, that dude like an action figure, man. So and it just I don't know if his chin is gonna be like a built like his body. His chin is another thing. When Tank hit somebody, bro, shoot, man, you know what I'm saying? And it's not if he gonna get hit. We just gotta see how he respond when he get hit. So I think that's gonna be the tell for the fight for me. And that's pretty much it, though, man. I think they both did a good job so far, man. And Tank, like I said, Tank, the face of boxing, man. Tank have shown, he have shown that he got the potential, or he got the star power, and he actually have embraced being the face of boxing, man. He did it, so he is the face of boxing to me, and I just can't wait for the fight, man. And I just hope Frank is up for the task. Tank done been here before, so we seen Tank take punches. So it ain't. I'm not. I don't question Tank. I'm questioning Frank when he get hit. Because I didn't see Tank. We seen Tank take some big ones from Ryan Garcia, man. So Tank can take a punch. Can Frank take the punch? That's all it is to me, bro. That's it. That's all I got on it. I just want to see if Frank up for the task. I know Tank will be. Is Frank up for the task?
Okay, okay, man. So yeah, man. Yeah, we got some interesting takes, man. I feel like um, as far as the build up going has been going, they did a great job of just keeping it raw. They didn't keep make it too PG-13 and make it too put too much fluff on it. They kept it pretty much hood. You know what I'm saying, for lack of a better way of putting it. And I think that's drawn natural interest in um in certain fan and demographics. So I actually like the way that they went about it with getting on $1 million worth of game, and it's like I said, pretty much kept it raw. They didn't have too much security to make it look all staged. They just kept it straight up. It's competitive, but at the same time, it's still a raw street element to it. At the same time, like it's two guys that want to prove to each other that they one or the other is better. So I like it from that standpoint. As far as um the tactics go, Tank's been trying to get in Frank's head and everything like that. I don't know if that's actually working. I think Frank is locked in. Whether that's gonna serve him in the ring or not, that's a different story. And vice versa for Tank. I think he's doing a good job of asserting himself as as the bully in this situation to let him that like he's been saying this is his shit. So whether that's gonna serve him well in the ring or not, you know, we still got to see that as well. But I do want to ask y'all some questions regarding these two. Do y'all think that their previous experience with each other in sparring is going to come to play in this fight at all?
I definitely think it'll come into play. I mean, any experience that you have with someone, rather it be sports, I mean, rather it be any other sport, basketball, football, soccer, whatever the case is, with you playing somebody previously, you might know a tendency. I mean, shoot, that's why people watch film so much, to get
Right,
tendency. So to even be in actual, combat with them, or in the actual ring or court, or whatever the arena is. Of course, I think that definitely give each other an advantage. Now, who the advantage will go to more, like we'll see. Um, but I definitely think that it's a factor.
what about you, Rob?
Uh, yes, yes, I believe, but man, it wasn't like they sparred yesterday,
Right,
So I think it can help, but it can give you a false, sense of what the other fighter can do because they both grown so much from that sparring, So I don't think that sparring would play a factor at all. Uh, like you take something from it, like Tank say he got the brick hand and all of that. Tank keeps saying he got the brick hand, so Tank know he can punch. That's
right,
what he's
right.
saying. He know he can punch. So I think yes and no. I say yes and no, just because, like I said, it wasn't like it was last year or year before. It was a little while ago. So they both have changed a lot from it. So I mean, yes and like I'm stuck in between yes and no, just because of that reason. Because it's been so long, man, and both of them grown
Right.
since that. So yes and no. I think of anything, it gave Tank a sense of what that Frank can punch. So that probably will make Tank a little hesitant to come in and try to walk through Frank because he know, like Tank said, he got the brick hand. So Tank know that. So that if anything, that's who will benefit from it is Tank, knowing that Frank can punch. He ain't gotta, cause Tank, it seems like he try to gauge the punching power of the person he fighting before he make his mind up how he gonna fight him.
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true.
So I think he know what Frank got, and they had headgear on when that happened, and he say the punch was a brick hand out with headgear on. He knows even more. Probably lead to the fifth power man without that stuff on. So he just I think Tank the one who gained more. And Frank never really said that Tank hit him like that. So I that's a scary thing for Frank because you ain't even really tasted the real power from him. So that's
That's a
another.
great way of putting it. That's a great
Yeah,
way of
you ain't
putting
even
it.
taste the real power, man. So that's what the only thing I'm just kind of leery about is
Yeah.
Frank taking that punch, man. How he gonna look after he get hit? Because he gonna get hit. Just how he gonna respond? Is his body gonna be able to accept that power? Because Tank knock people out with one hand, but he don't at the same time. We
Right,
have
right, right.
seen it go like Hector Garcia. It took a while for him to break him down. And a lot of them fights Tank be losing. So he don't want to get to and it's so sad to say though, but Frank probably can't even let it go to the scorecards. But if it's not super clear, he gonna lose on the cards.
Right. I can
So
see that. I can
yeah,
definitely
so
see.
it's just more what Frank bringing to the table because we know what to expect from Tank.
So
Just
so
what.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. No. Go
No,
finish it. Finish your thought up. My bad.
yeah, I was just saying it just we don't know what to expect from Frank. We know what Tank bringing, so it just what is Frank gonna bring to the table, bro? That's it. Cause
Gotcha.
we know what Tank bringing.
Got you. So let me ask y'all this then. With the this supposed new rule from the WBA, the hydration rule, 10 pound rule, like the basically
I think they took it away.
adopting.
I think they took it away.
Okay, is recently they've taken it away the rehydration
Yeah,
clause.
it was 10, then they put it to 12, and then I think they just completely took it away.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing because I that's a element that kind of made me leery about it. But honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. It didn't make me leery for Frank Martin. It made me leery for Tank because I think Frank Martin takes better care of himself than Tank. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually who I was leery for. So if they took it away, I feel like that's better for Tank more so
It's
than
so
Frank.
crazy wrong, and it's just it's since they've been I think they did it in the Tank fight because people like why they only doing it because Tank making big deals out of it. He making a
Right.
big deal out of it. So
Right.
now they just because who wouldn't just like the WBC protect they do whatever they can to keep Canelo as a WBC
For
champion.
sure. For
I
sure.
think all WBA do the same thing with Tank. He been the super champion with the that's the only belt he didn't held, I think, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only real title he's held. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
shoot, they
major
going
title, I'm gonna say. I
yeah,
ain't gonna say.
exactly. So they gonna try to keep him as the face of that, as whatever weight he at WBA is gonna be his that he the face of that belt, that
Right.
actual
Right.
title. So I think that's what I believe. So now I think and like you said, it could have backfired, but I think the idea was to keep people at a weight where Tank you know, don't have a problem with them ballooning up. I mean, with that either, bro. It's just with Devin, bro. Y'all need to stop with that shit, man. I hate bringing Devin up in this, but y'all talking about Devin balloon. That dude make the weight, nigga. I don't care what he balloon. That he make the weight. The
Right.
sacrifice is him making the weight. If his body don't allow him to get to 165, that's on him. He make the how y'all get you punish him for making the weight. The dude looking like a skeleton on the scale. If anything,
Man,
you be like,
and
you know
to,
what I'm
to
saying?
to piggyback off you say how you just know these people are selective on who they want to make a villain, bro. You got a 6'6" dude fighting at 154, bro.
Yeah, true.
Come on, man.
God, Lee, that's
Like, come
that's
on,
crazy.
man.
That's true.
Now you got a 6'6" dude fighting at 154. Nobody says nothing. Oh man, he's like a cheat code. Fundura is awesome, man. Oh my god. But you know why that is. If he was a different ethnicity, it would be a
Oh
whole
yeah, yeah.
different. That'd be
What
a
they
whole
say, the
different
complexion for the
discussion.
protection, huh?
You already know what it is, bro. You already know what it is. So I mean, um,
Hey, T to go along there too. What about they Mexican monster? What about they Mexican monster that they
come on,
love?
come on, man. Come on,
We
bro. You already
we
know
know it's
how
the
it goes.
reason. We know it's the reason why Canelo ain't dumb. Cause he know why he ain't. We know why he ain't taking that fight.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
bro. He do Canelo not stupid at all. He ain't stepping into them waters no time soon, if ever. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Hey man,
If-
look, and I'm glad you brought him up, Tim. We're gonna save in the future for a video about him. Nothing bad, cause shit, we love that nigga. We love him. So
yeah.
nothing bad about him. But yeah, we never made a video about him. So we need to, put him on our channel too, for sure.
Oh, for sure, man. Because he's definitely, he's on the undercard, so we definitely got.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like Ghostfit that he's fighting or whatever. Ghostfit last fight was I think he got retired. That was like 2019, I believe. Better be retired him. So but nah, I like Ghostfit, man. Ghostfit is nice, but I don't being a layoff like this and coming in there against Benavidez, bro. Bro, you got some balls, boy. Like that's some balls, man. Cause this gonna be a fight. I don't think Ghostfit gonna get. I don't. Well, I ain't gonna say all that. We'll say that, but yeah, cause I got to see the weigh-ins and all that to give it a fair assessment instead of just jump to conclusions. But I for sure I would do the same for the Frank and Tank Morton fight as well. Um, there was another question I wanted to ask y'all about the Tank and Frank situation. What do y'all, as far as coach wise goes, camp wise, who do y'all feel like has the better camp or the better as far as we can, as far as we know it at least, who y'all think has the better coaching or camp? We'll say.
Man, to be honest, bro, I really sometimes I think some of that shit don't even matter. Cause you had them fighters like Bud, niggas don't be listening to their corner sometimes. I ain't lying.
Right.
I mean, and they do, but they have moments where they don't listen at all. So,
Right.
we never seen Floyd listen to his corner. You know, I can't say they don't listen. It's just the some of the stuff that they trying to talk to them. They're not even looking at them. They're not even
Got
paying
it.
attention.
So do you
So
think that's because they're just like not caring or processing it during that action, or you think they've been prepared enough to where they can kind of just cycle through the tools that they came to the ring with because from being prepared from their team? Because I mean it more so in a preparation, from a preparation standpoint, not necessarily the
the
instructions
only
during
reason
the
I
fight.
say it with Frank, I think Frank gonna listen to Derrick James.
I got you.
I just think him with Tank in front of him, bro. I don't care what he say. A lot of them instructions is gonna go out the window, bro. I mean, until he get popped and he can, if he realizes, oh, I can eat this, I can not eat it, but I can,
Yeah.
I just can't get hit with too many. I can take it, but I can't get hit with too many of them. I think once he get hit with the first one, I think he'll be able to assess. I just, if Tank get hit, I mean, if Frank get hit hard, bro, and he don't like that power is too much, he gonna run off. He ain't gonna fight the rest of the fight. It's gonna
Right.
be a boring fight. You
What
know,
you think? What do you think would possibly happen if Frank ended up hurting Tank in this fight? Because
that's
we
that's the
hadn't seen Tank face any adversity
That's
either.
what I was about to say, bro. That's what you took the words out of my bro. We don't know what to expect from that. I do want to see that. I want to see Tank
Right.
get hurt. That's one of my big things about him. I want to see him get hurt. And like I said, he probably was hurt against Ryan. We couldn't tell because
Right.
nothing. He got a poker face, bro. He don't change.
That's true.
He don't
That-
change at all. So as far as Buckle, we haven't seen him wobble. So that's what I want to see him wobble and how he come back from that.
Right.
Because the one thing about Tank, you wobble him, you still can't run in crazy. He laying that left hand on you, bro, while you trying to run in and finish him, he gonna put you out.
For sure. For sure. So what you
So,
got on that, Tim?
Man, I agree with Rob, bro. Um, I agree with Rob. The Man, I just think that um the camps
Not to
is
cut you
not.
off. Start from the corner standpoint as far as who you think
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. The camp. That's what I'm saying. The camp. I don't think the camps really gonna matter. Just because, like I said, I was piggybacking off of them.
hmm
The camps ain't gonna matter because we seen, bro, the great fighters. Um, and I don't know where y'all put Frank or Tank at within the great fighters, but bro, they pretty much go on their own. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
probably they you know what I'm saying, they probably go in with a game plan, and then once they see it ain't working, they swap it up. So if I put it like this, if they were great, the camps won't matter.
I got you.
Um, but at the same time, they like I
And you
agree.
mean that just for clarity, you mean that in terms of say of like they've been preparing for one style and the guy goes off script, they're able to adapt to that, right? That's kind of what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you better. I mean, you better know how to adapt, or
Got
else.
you, got you, I got you.
You
Just
know what I'm
just making
saying?
sure, we on the same page because some people might be listening and just feeling like we saying camps don't matter, coaches don't matter. We're not trying to get that impression.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. The thing is, I mean, they can only prepare you for so much.
For
At the
sure,
end of the
for
day,
sure.
you gotta, what I'm saying, you gotta learn how to figure it out on the go.
It's
All the great ones learn how to figure it out. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
If Tank can't figure Frank out, I put it like this, cause I put it like this: the people that go into a sport or in boxing and they do the same thing the whole fight, they get beat. They not
Yeah,
good. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So they have to expect for him to adjust, or for one another to adjust.
right.
I've seen Tank. Uh, he figures a lot out on the go. Um, I seen Tank. I seen Tank. Tank has a good processor. I put it
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
I've seen it in multiple fights. You better not do the same punch combination. I've seen him pick that up multiple fights. Cause you do the same punch combination a few times, and he figure it out. He gonna time you.
Right.
Um, I
Shit, that's
that's what I'm
Ryan
saying.
Garcia about that.
Ryan, what about who was the guy, man? It's not coming to my mind right now. The guy he threw that uppercut and put him to sleep.
Leo Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz threw that same. I think it was like a. I can't remember the
I think
punch,
it
but
was
I know he
a
threw it
straight
like
right hand.
he
Do it
threw
three
it three
times.
times in a row. That third time, Tank came up under that boy, put him to sleep. Um, so if you Frank, you got to be real careful about throwing the same punch combination, cause Tank will figure you out. Now the only thing that scared me for Frank is that, like I said, man, the guy he last fought had a lot of experience, man. And he had a hard time with that dude, bro. He had a real hard time with that dude, and he didn't-
You know, Shakur finna fight that dude.
Yeah, yeah.
and
Artem. Yeah, he's finna fight Artem.
he had a real hard time with the guy, and the guy didn't punch that hard. So imagine, but at the same time, that guy's output is going to be more than Tank. Tank's output is not going to be as much. He's not going to be as active. Tank is going to look for more counter punches.
Right.
So man, at the end of the day, bro, they if the greater the fighter, the more they can go off script. I put it like that, and so I think it'll matter if we just talking about corners and experience. I think will have the better corner just because Derrick James is more experienced. He's been in there with multiple high level fights. So I think Derrick James is a more experienced corner. Um, but it just like I said, it don't really matter about your corner. It matter about who the player is.
Right.
Uh, the, and that's just me. I think Tank a superstar. So it won't matter who in his corner. I think he knows what he needs to do to get right. Just like Floyd when Floyd was in the corner. I don't. Floyd probably ain't had the best corner. But he knew what he needed to do to get right every fight. He knew the training he needed to do. He knew the things he needed to work on. I'm not saying that they didn't add nothing to his corner. I'm not saying Roger or his dad didn't add nothing to him, but Floyd knew what he needed to do. So that's my stance on it.
I got you. So I got one more question for y'all, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. As far as we're not picking a loser or a winner, but I just want y'all to give me like a couple things that y'all feel like Tank needs to do to win, and a couple things y'all feel like Frank needs to do to win on from y'all perspective.
Man, to be honest, bro, I think Tank need to. It's Tank IQ is high, so I think he need to land the left hand early just to see how Frank responds to it. Then he can base his game plan off of that because he seemed like he based his game how he gonna fight during the fight. So I think he need to try to land the punch early just to get the response from Frank. Because you never know. Frank might be like, oh man, this ain't nothing. I'm coming forward, you know? And Tank can actually base how he gonna fight off of that. Or if Frank gonna move around. If Frank be like, man, I don't want to taste this power no more. And then it's gonna be one of those fights. Because Tank looking for the knockout. And the worst thing for Tank is not landing that punch. Cause shit, if you don't land that punch, Frank slick too. Frank fuck around and land a punch on him. So I think it's to me for Tank is landing the punch, and for me for Frank is seeing how good he take the punch, cause he gonna get hit. I believe he gonna get hit. It's just how he responds from when he get hit. That's what I believe gonna be. That's gonna be the fight. How Frank take the punch. But
Gotcha.
go ahead, Tim.
Um, man, the crazy thing is that for Tank to win the fight, I think Tank just need to do what Tank do. Go in there, be patient. Um, and wait and take his opportunities and break Frank down. Um, I think Tank got the power. Um, he got the skills. I think Tank, man, he like I said, man, he just go in there and do what he normally do. You know what I'm saying? The punch gonna land. Um, I haven't seen anybody stand up to it yet. Just wait on the perfect time, wait on time, and then everything will come through. Be the counter puncher that he is. For Frank to win, Frank has to be defensively responsible. I can't say that enough, bro. Frank has to be defensively responsible. Um, because it's gonna matter. I mean, in this fight more than any fight he ever been in, if all it takes is one lapse, and I mean you can say that in boxing, about any fight. You know what I'm saying? You can say that, but this fight, I mean, really one punch and it can be over. So he has to be very responsible. Don't get lazy, and don't let Tank um give you a false sense of hope. Yeah, and what I mean by that is don't land one punch and let Tank and feel like you can be just be over aggressive. Don't let Tank get you to think that you can be over aggressive because that left coming. If you come in there being unresponsible and thinking you're gonna get Tank out of there, or thinking or get too don't get too confident. Don't get too confident in the fight, and you like, oh, I'm hitting with these punches, and oh, I'm getting away with being a little bit irresponsible. Let me sit down a little bit more. Let me come forward just a little bit more. Tank is gonna land that left if you come in there um thinking that you're doing more than what you're actually doing. So don't get too comfortable and be defensively responsible. Be uncomfortable the whole fight. I mean that's what I think.
For sure, man. But that's excellent breakdowns or keys to victory. What I have on the docket is I feel like what Tank is gonna have to do to start off with Tank. I think with the Derrick James style that he teaches, I think Tank is gonna have to use feints a whole lot more to close distance on Frank. Um, I think from the mid range, he doesn't want to be there too much because he doesn't want to give Frank Martin a chance to get a rhythm on him. So I think he's gonna have to use feints and close distance. He's gonna have to be on the outside a little bit more than probably he would want to be with a guy who's not that much taller than him. But because of Frank's ability to throw combinations and punches in volume, once he gets going, you don't want to be on the end of that with him in rhythm. So I think he's going to have to feint Frank, get him out of position, and then attack. That way he's not just on the defense waiting for counter punches all night long. For Frank, I feel like Frank Martin is going to have to sort of like what to piggyback off a point that Tim made is I think that he's going to have open up his punch variety against Tank because Tank does process if you throw in the same combination or same punch variation over and over. He keys in on it, sees an opening, then he catches you. So Frank is going to definitely have to have his punch variety going this fight, and it doesn't have to be nothing super amazing. He just can't be predictable, you know. So, but he's definitely going to have to be on the offense. He can't sit back and be on the defense because you don't want to be on the defense against
Man,
Tank.
I really think my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off on your take. I think he need to be predictable. I think he needs to counter punch it because he is
And
gonna.
and and that's kind of where I was going with it, Rob. To be
Okay,
honest
okay,
with
my
you,
bad, my bad. Go
no,
ahead,
no, no,
finish
you
it out,
good,
bro.
you good, you good, you good. Because that let me know I'm not just it lets me know I'm not just coming up with some BS in my head. I feel like he needs to be assertive early, but he can't be too predictable. But when um Tank does key in on certain things that he's throwing, he needs to bait him. He needs to bait him and counter because Frank can't counter punch. That's actually the type of fighter Frank is by nature, but he's adapted to Derrick James style to become more offensive. So I feel like he's gonna have to. he's gonna have to show both versions of himself to be Tank. Tank can just be Tank like we know, and he's gonna be able to adapt and win. But in order for Frank to be Tank, he's gonna have to be the Frank Martin, the counter puncher, and Frank Martin in Dig James' system to win. And that's gonna come down to his countering and punch variety. So yeah, that's my take on it right there, bro. Any closing words on this, man? Before we head out,
No, I mean I'm gonna have way more to give at the prediction.
for sure.
So nah, I like the conversation though.
Heck yeah, I'm definitely gonna revisit this one before I make my final prediction, man. But as far as this one goes, man, I feel like we cooked it enough, man. Any closing words from anybody?
Man, my closing words is, man, I think this gonna be a hell of a fight, man. I mean, even I just think that this fight is gonna be something that this is a fight that I'm looking forward to. I put it like that.
Right,
I ain't
right.
been looking forward to a lot of fights, but I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I want to see this one. I think this one gonna be pretty good. We'll see what happens, but I'm definitely looking forward to this fight. I think it's gonna be action packed too. So,
Yes,
tune
sir.
in.
Yes, sir. I love the whole fight card, bro. I'm actually excited for this one, man. For sure, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
this fight card dope.
yeah, it's this is probably one of the best ones I've seen, bro. So, definitely gonna be supporting this one, man. And as far as this goes, man, we out, bro. We'll get at you guys with the next one. Crucial Critics signing out.
Later.